Hello, dear students. I'm very happy again to be here with you on this video, and I would like to take you again to an important part of related to our lessons, which is of course a revision. So here we'll try together revise Unit 1 and 2. And we will start, of course, by the first lesson we dealt with, which is the present simple and the present continuous. And here we have here an email, and the question says complete the email with the present simple or present continuous form of the verbs, right? So here we have the first example is done. So we have, how are you? I'm fine, but I've got a problem. Jack and I are doing a project together, right? So it's up to you to complete this email with the right tense, okay? And I think so you know how to do this. You take just the verb between brackets and you conjugate it in the present or present continuous. We have here not, think, stay, and next we have you know. Remember that it's a question, right? And hope, then you work, and it's a question again. Don't be mistaken by this form of questions, right? After we have the next exercise 2, match the question words from 0 to 5 with the answers from A to F, then complete the questions. And the first one is done. We have who, and we said that we use who to ask about a person, right? And here we have who is she. So here we are asking about a person, or we refer, or who refers to a person, right? So here this one goes with D, as we have here. So her name is Jane, and she is a new student. When refers to time, how much, price, where, place, why, the reason, and how long is the duration, okay? So it's I think it's clear to find out the correct answer from A to F. Okay. So this is for WH questions, right? Now we move to the next exercise 3. We have write sentences. Write the correct form of the verb and add when or while. So here we will talk about the use of when and while in the sentence. So let's read the first sentence here, and it is given as an example, so it shows us what to do for the next sentences. Here we have, we wait for a bus, it started to rain. So here we talk about simple past and past continuous. So we were waiting for a bus when it started to rain. So when here is followed by the simple past, okay? Is followed by the simple past. And as I explained in the lesson before, we said that when goes with when is followed by the simple past, okay, and while is followed by past continuous, right? So remember this this thing so that you can successfully do the other sentences right here. Right, okay. So consider this revision part as a test for you to test yourselves about the things we have done so far. Now, number 4, choose the correct options, and we have an example also. I really like these shoes. I think I'll buy them. Okay, so as we said in the previous lesson, will and going to, then present continuous for future arrangement. So here we have I think. It's an opinion, it's a decision at the moment of speaking, so we use I think, right? Then for the present continuous, for example, I am buying them, it should be arranged before, it should be planned for, so that we can use present continuous. Okay. For be going to, so we said that it is used to talk about something that we are sure of 90%, right, in the future. And we should have a physical evidence so that we can put going to. Right. For number 1, I think that if you want to more find out about the difference between will and present continuous, then we go into, you go just to the lesson, then you will understand the difference between them in the context of each sentence right here. Okay, so you will choose the right option, right, to fix this exercise 4. Next 5, we have complete the sentences so that they mean the same. So here we have Jackie is shorter than Mark, and Jackie isn't as tall as Mark. So this is the lesson about comparative and superlative forms, right? So but this exercise is only about comparative. Okay, fine. So you shall use more or er or as to compare, or to have the same sentence as this one here, right? So no difference in meaning, and should be comparative, of course. Fine. So let's move to number 6. So here we have a conversation, and the question says complete the conversation with the words in the box. There are 3 extra words. So it means that 3 words are not going to be used in our conversation here. So we have are, as, do, does, going, is, leaves, will, much, waiting, was, and what. Okay. And here, hi Jamie, what are you doing here? I am. So which one is going to suit the sentence here? Of course, this one, waiting. I am waiting for a friend. Okay, and then you complete the other ones. I think that it's easy. You read the dialogue first completely, and then you think of the right answer to use. Okay, so after having done with the grammar part, we move to vocabulary right here. So we'll deal with adjectives. So the question says match the adjectives in the box with the opposite meanings, right? Fine, so we have funny, honest, impatient, lazy, mean, modest, polite, quiet, and shy. We have an example here. Patient, impatient. Okay, patient, impatient. So we cross this one, right? So this one is done. Okay. Then you move to rude, generous, big-headed, hard-working, confident, serious, talkative, and dishonest. Fine. I think this is an easy exercise, right? So I hope that you will. I hope that you successfully manage to do it easily, right? So we move to 8. Now we have to choose the correct options. For 0 here, a nurse or secretary works in an office. So a nurse does not work in an office. She works in a hospital. So therefore, the true answer is secretary, okay, and not a nurse. And the same for others. So you go as the first example here, right? So we have a reporter, teacher interviews people. A journalist, a receptionist works in a hotel. A chef, farmer works in a chicken. A pilot, police officer catches criminals. A housewife or waitress works in a restaurant. A plumber or a vet works in kitchens and bathrooms. A model or waiter wears beautiful clothes. And a carpenter, cashier works in a bank. So you choose the right word to make a good sentence. Okay, fine. Let's move. In this puzzle, right? The question says find 7 types of music and 7 musical instruments in the word square, then write them in the list. And I think that we have 2 examples here, a cello and a classical. So it's a type of music, and here it's an instrument as it is shown here in the table, and you have to find 7 music instruments in the word square, right? So that's it. All right. So I'm waiting to see your answers, because it's important, especially for grammar and vocabulary too, because they are important. Right, so here we go to 10, the adjectives. We will deal again with adjectives. Complete the adjectives. So I hated it. It was dreadful, really, okay? And you complete the adjectives. I think that we have seen all these adjectives, right? So all you have to do is to go back to the lesson so that you can find them correctly. All right, so that's it. For here we have use your English, complete the conversation. So how do you say hello in Spanish? You say hola. What's the school in Polish, right? So here it's, so you use your English, you use your words, your vocabulary, your things, and then so that you can complete the conversation appropriately. Fine. And for this one, okay, for this one it says complete with the phrases in the box. So you have do you fancy, don't really fancy it, I can't, I'd like, I am going out, like to go, that would, want, and would you please. Okay, so it's the first one is also done. Do you want to play football in the park? And no, I. Okay, so which answer is correct here? Fine. So that's it. So I think the words or the expressions that we have here are not difficult, so they are clear, and it's going to be easy to complete the conversation with no problem. Fine. So that's it for this part of revision. Well, so here we stop, and I hope that you interact, you send me all your answers about this part of revision. Remember that it is very crucial and important to write down your answers and picture them to me on WhatsApp. So have a nice day and see you next video. Bye bye.